Whoa, 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 stop scrolling. The content you are consuming might be keeping you from making the content you need to create. How can you tell if that's your situation? In today's video, I'm gonna tell you 4 things you gotta do when you consume content if you want it to make you a better creator and not a constipated creator, meaning there is not coming out. So first of all, I want you to consume content intentionally. Don't just cruise. What do I mean by that? Well, first of all, we learn how to communicate by watching and listening to great communicators. So watch content creators who are great at communication. It's so easy to watch all kinds of content, and the algorithm is just gonna throw the most consumable, most mindless stuff at you. It knows your weak points. It's searching you, it's probing, it's figuring out the best trash to serve you that you will eat, like junk food, like French fries out of the box. Am I the only one that eats 3 to 5 or more? Shout at me in the comments, is that you, or am I a savage? But I want you to intentionally consume variety. Like if you haven't watched a TED Talk for a while, watch some of that. Even like the bigger name YouTubers, like who are really great at vlogging. Life of Risa is a recent example, pun not intended, that I am loving. Totally different than me, by the way. Old Casey Neistat videos. He's a fantastic vlogger and communicator. I love watching those, especially not just his vlogs, but the videos where he breaks down his thought process and his creation strategies. But variety, variety, variety. Gary Vaynerchuk, little bit of a potty mouth if you got kids in the room, but yo, he's such a good-hearted person and a fantastic communicator and anticipator of trends. Honestly, I learned a lot of how I communicate from preachers and from preaching myself. I was in campus ministry for many years, and I would actually listen to recordings. I do re-listen to the sermons at church. Great communication, by the way. Shout out to South Bay Community Church. But going hand in hand with that, consuming intentionally, I want you to consume less than you create. This is hard. This is really hard, but it works a completely different muscle. One of my favorite sayings is expression deepens impression. When you are creating content and it's forcing you to sum up the things that you're listening and hearing and taking in, it actually makes it work on you that much harder, that much deeper, and it is so worth it. That being said, you gotta be careful what you put in the system. I want you to consume content that is you-friendly. You know how they say user-friendly? I want you to consume content that's you-friendly, that's gonna create sustainable habits, that's not gonna make you a more negative person. If you watched my last video, you know it's really hard to stay positive about yourself, especially when you live in your metrics, which you should be looking at your metrics. But quick question, probably rhetorical, but when you drive your car, do you spend more time looking out the windshield or do you spend more time looking at your instruments? Like, oh, look how fast I'm going. Look how many miles per gallon I'm getting. I'm getting 49, I'm getting 50. If you stare at the instruments too much, crash. That's what exactly happens to our channels too. But yes, you gotta consume you-friendly content that's gonna be friendly to you. I like the word sustainable. It recommends that you do stuff that's sustainable, that is not gonna burn you out. No burnout, that's another key phrase, a guiding principle. Honestly, I do like fun content. One of my principles in life is to find the fun. Even if a task is not fun, if there's any fun to be found in it at all, why not find it? That's why my channel, there's so much yelling and crazy stuff going on. Because I figured if I want to make content, why make boring content? Life's too short. I put off the video to the end of the day. It was a busy day, but it was the best kind of busy, by the way, because it's Monday, and Mondays in October are Mastermind Mondays for the Small Business Growth Group. And that group is my free weekly mastermind, runs twice a week, twice every Monday. And we have amazing discussions about how to grow your small business. We'd love for you to join us, link in the description below. If you're getting value out of this and you're enjoying this, you'll love that. And by the way, make sure you like and subscribe because there's more where that came from. You see what I did there? It's called a call to action. And that leads me to my very last point, which is don't just consume, take action on what you consume. Put it into play. Do stuff that people tell you. I don't want you to overthink, and I am so good at that. Like, oh, I wanna have the perfect note-taking system. I wanna have all the notes all written down, a beautiful notebook or a Notion thing, good notes. I've got the apps, books, I've got notepads of all sizes. I got the erasable notepad. But you know what? Sustainable, remember? You do you. And the best thing that you can do for yourself is to actually take action. Any content that we're consuming that doesn't lead us to take action, I really believe it's a dead end. And we gotta be careful how much of it we consume. No, I still want you to have fun. Watch your Netflix, watch fun stuff. Gaming videos, that's my vice. From time to time, that and movie trailers and Marvel and Disney news, and okay, there's a lot. That all being said, don't overthink this stuff and watch stuff that actually makes you want to do stuff with legit calls to action that make you take action, because one, you can study the calls to action for your own videos, but two, it'll help you take action. But to go back to one, you should have calls to action in all of your videos. And if you want to do that way better, watch the next video right here.